For generations, Americans have had a love affair with their cars. There's an emotional connection between man and machine that transcends mere transportation. And on road and track, one of the most endearing names in American automobile history has been Mustang. The next chapter in this great love story is about to unfold right here on Speed. The Municipal Airport in sunny Santa Monica, California. 3 days ago, this was an empty airport hangar, but there they are, 2 of the 12 2010 Mustangs that will be unveiled this evening to a crowd of over 400 Mustang owners, journalists, celebrities and friends, and to you folks at home right here on Speed. Hi everybody, I'm Mike Joy. Welcome to Santa Monica. This is a big festive night. The atmosphere here in the hangar is a bit like Christmas because folks have such a history with these cars, and there's the next chapter to be written, and now you'll be a part of it. Mustang has such a great performance heritage, and so much of it was developed at high speed. Mustang's first public racetrack appearance was as pace car for the '64 Indy 500. In drag racing, legends like Mickey Thompson and Danny Ungaius teamed up to showcase the Mustang funny car, blowing minds and speed records along the way. In road racing, Carroll Shelby began modifying the Mustang road car, creating the great GT350 and later the GT500. A Shelby Mustang notchback driven by Jerry Titus captured the '67 SCCA Trans Am Championship. In 1970, Bud Moore's drivers Parnelli Jones and George Fulmer captured the Trans Am crowd in the greatest season of road racing America has ever seen. The mid-1980s saw Mustangs dominate the IMSA series and claim several class wins at the famed Rolex 24 Hours of Daytona. Dorsey Schrader helped celebrate Mustang's 25th anniversary in '89 with a Trans Am championship. In '95, Paul Newman co-drove a Roush Mustang with Tommy Kendall to a Rolex 24-hour class win. And 2 years later, Kendall, in another Roush Mustang, delivered a record-breaking performance, winning an amazing 11 races in a row and breaking Mark Donohue's all-time win record in the process. Tonight, Tommy Kendall is here as my co-host, and 11 years on, what does all this mean to be the winningest Trans Am driver of all time?
Well, it's weird, and to see my footage butted up with Parnelli Jones's, it didn't seem right then, and it doesn't seem right now. They told me during that season I became the winningest Mustang driver in history. I'm like, that can't be right. Parnelli's like as cool as they get, but looking back on it, it looks pretty cool.
What about the festive atmosphere? And it's electric with anticipation here tonight.
It really is. I've lived in Santa Monica for 15 years, and we have award shows, the Grammys, Academy Awards, and all that, but they're never anything to do with me. It's great to have one for my people, the car people, and it really is electric. I feel like a little kid on Christmas waiting to see this new car.
Mustang is coming. Mustang is coming April 17th. The unexpected, the new Ford Mustang at your Ford dealers.
After months of teaser commercials, the New York World's Fair is where Mustang made its world debut in 1964. The P-51 fighter plane of World War II lent its name to the new Ford, which created the pony car class of American automobiles, with long hood, short trunk styling like the sports cars of the day. Mustang created the pony car class, and it's the only original one that's remained in production without interruption through 4 decades of development. Conceived by Ford product manager Don Fry and championed by Ford Division General Manager Lee Iacocca, the Mustang prototype was a 2-seat roadster. Later remodeled as a 4-seat car to cut down on development costs and achieve a retail price under $2,400, Mustang was based heavily on the floor pan and components of the Ford Falcon sedan. They thought they'd build 100,000 the first year. They built over 1 million in 18 months. With a gas crisis looming, Ford ordered a smaller, more efficient Mustang for 1974. The Mustang II did not see the sales success of its predecessors, however. So in 1979, the third generation Mustang was a larger car based on the Ford Fairmont Fox platform. It had a major facelift in 1987. And the Fox platform was updated yet again in 1994. The 2005 Mustang was a complete clean sheet of paper design. Its styling harkened back to the Mustang fastbacks of the 1960s. And tonight, the latest version of this classic, the 2010 Mustang, will be revealed to all. Welcome back to Santa Monica as Speed reveals the 2010 Ford Mustang. There are 2 of them on the drag race dyno. There's a dozen here in all, including one that's displayed up on its side, a convertible, so you can see inside and all across the underframe. And they are about to be unveiled for you and the 600 invited guests and Mustang owners that are here in Santa Monica. A lot of anticipation. What'll be new? What'll be different? Let's go to the stage and find out.
Hope this car sells. Okay.
If I could have one car for the rest of my life, I'd have a red Mustang convertible with a throaty V8 and a great sound system. A lot of people have accused me of having gasoline in my vein. That's a kind of absolute soul you can't fake. I'd have a red Mustang convertible with a throaty V8 and a great sound system. To me, life doesn't get any better than that.
Well, good evening, everyone, and thanks for joining us for a very special night. I'm going to begin by extending a warm welcome to all of our Mustang enthusiasts here with us tonight. And of course, those watching on Speed, their coverage of the special event in homes and theaters throughout America. And also joining us tonight are members of the press, representing countless news organizations, newspapers, enthusiast magazines from around the world, as well as some really cool special guests. So thanks for being here and tuning in, and I promise you this is going to be a really exciting evening as we debut for the whole world the new 2010 Ford Mustang. And tomorrow night, be sure to tune in to Knight Rider television series to catch a special guest appearance by none other than our star of tonight's show, the new Mustang. As you heard a minute ago, Bill Ford speaks for all of us when he says he's a huge Mustang fan. In a matter of speaking, we're all part of the Mustang Nation. You can go anywhere in any Mustang, and you will automatically strike up a friendship and a conversation with fellow Mustang enthusiasts. We are members of a very special tribe, the Mustang tribe. And Mustang stirs people's passions for power, performance, and pure fun to drive. As the best-selling sports car and the best-selling convertible in the US, it is the undisputed king of the American road. And that should come as no surprise to anyone listening, watching, or here tonight. After all, unlike some of our competitors, we've been in the muscle car business for 45 straight years. There are countless people around the world who are members of the Mustang Nation. We all have our favorite Mustang stories. I definitely have one. When I was 15, I drove across the US from California to Michigan in my '66 Mustang. I actually traded in my plane ticket to Michigan my parents gave me to buy a junked Mustang, and over the summer I rebuilt it. I was 15. I had $300 to get home in gas money, a case of Coca-Cola, no spare tire, no radio, and I had quite an adventure getting home. I think my parents were the most shocked, but I think all of us have that memory, a special memory, and many of us have that in Mustang. And that's my story. But more importantly than mine, let's listen to some other great stories from some very special people and their Mustangs.
Hi, I'm Bob Tasker III, a current NHRA funny car driver. And this is my grandfather's 1969 Superboss 429 Mustang, the fastest street legal Mustang of its time.
Hi, I'm Parnelli Jones. And this is my '70 Trans Am Mustang, which took me to 5 wins and the 1970 Trans Am Championship.
Hi, I'm John Force.
And I'm Ashley Force, and we, along with other members of our team, make up John Force Racing.
I've won 14 NHRA Powerade drag racing championships. But in this car over here, I won the last 8 in 1997, and it was a Ford Mustang.
And I was the first woman to win a professional NHRA funny car race, and I did it in my Mustang.
I'm Bill Glidden. I've won 14 world championships. 9 of them came in this 1989 Ford Mustang. And along the way, we've actually been fortunate enough to win over 300 national events.
Hi, I'm Dorsey Schrader. And in 1992, we drove 24 really hard racing hours to bring this GTS class Mustang to Victory Circle in the 24 hours of Daytona.
Hi, I'm Jack Roush. Some people call me the Cat in the Hat. I'm the founder of Roush Racing and a full-blooded Mustang enthusiast. I'm proud to say that Roush Racing Mustangs dominated both the Trans Am and the IMSA road racing in the 1980s and 1990s. In fact, 7 of the 10 consecutive class wins at the Daytona 24 hours were in Mustangs.
Hi, I'm Tommy Kendall, and my Mustang is the All-Sport number 11 that took me to my 3rd consecutive Trans Am Championship in 1997, and more importantly, 11 consecutive wins, meaning that my Mustang has the longest win streak in racing history.
Good evening. My name is Danny Thompson, and this 1969 Mach 1 Mustang, my father, Mickey Thompson, and Danny Angayas drove to over 295 national and international records at the famed Bonneville Salt Flats.
Hi, I'm Scott Pruitt. I'm excited to be here. This is awesome. I just wrapped my 8 road race championship, a record, but my first one came with Ford, with Roush, and that sweet number 11 Mustang right there. Great memories.
Hi, I'm Lynn St. James, 1992 Indy 500 Rookie of the Year, but I started my professional racing career racing a Mustang. Had victories at Daytona, Sebring, Elkhart Lake, and Watkins Glen for Roush Racing.
Hi, my name is Joe Da Silva from the Silva Racing. I am the 2000 NMRA World Champion. This is my 1998 Pro 5.0 Twin Turbo Mustang. Fastest small block in the world at 630s at 233 miles an hour.
I'm Andrew Cadell, the first ever champion of the Ford Racing Mustang Challenge for the Miller Cup. This is a Mustang that took me to 3 race wins and the championship in 2008.
Hi, I'm Rick Titus, the very proud son of the late Jerry Titus. My father was the first driver to drive the official Talingua Mustang and the first Trans Am champion for Ford Motor Company.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, one of Mustang's greatest legends, Mr. Carroll Shelby.
Hi, Jim.
Hey, Carroll.
How are you?
Good. Carroll, it's great to have you here. Great to have all of our guests here. And I've been dying to ask this question for my whole life, which is, of all the projects you worked on with Ford and all the Mustangs you worked on, which one's your favorite?
As I said many times, the next one. That's the important one. And you know, with the new Mustang that we're introducing here, we're going to take it at Shelby and do some sensational things with it. We're looking forward to working with you.
Carroll, I can't imagine the things that you're going to do with your hands with this new Mustang, and I can't wait to see what you come up with. So thanks for being here, and thanks most importantly for being such a wonderful partner for Ford all these years.
Fine. Thank you very much, Jim. Good. Thank you.
Can you imagine at Ford to be surrounded by such important people that are literally the fabric of our company's rich racing history, and most importantly, have really made Mustang through the decades the car it's become, the icon it's become. 15 automotive legends, 12 legendary Mustangs. Ladies and gentlemen, join me in showing your appreciation for these fantastic automotive superstars. Well, we've sold over 9 million Mustangs, and those are just a few of the countless stories that we all have that build the legend behind this legendary car, which brings us to why we're here tonight. Let's take a look at the next chapter in the Mustang story as it starts to unfold right here before your eyes this evening.
gentlemen, please welcome Ford's President of the Americas, Mark Fields, and World Champion Drifter, Vaughn Gittin Jr.
Great job, man. Ladies and gentlemen, you are a witness to the next Mustang story. Introducing the 2010 Mustang. So, what do you think? Woo. Now, more importantly, how about that drive-on? Well, what do you think, Vaughn?
Incredible, aggressive looks. Obviously, the performance to back it up. You know, it's just incredible. And, you know, to be here with all of these Mustang legends is just an honor, and I'm just very proud to be part of this new generation, and thank you guys very much.
Well, you think you'll burn up some tires with that?
I think that Falcon better figure out a way to figure out making some more rubber, that's for sure.
All right, thanks, Vaughn.
Thank you.
Now, America's love affair with the original pony car continues. And to further that statement, take a look under your seat for a great Mustang surprise. Okay, now, for those of you who are not in seats, you'll receive a package before you leave tonight's event. Now, this is truly a legend in the making, an American icon, and nobody, and I mean nobody, does it like Ford. You know, Mustang has defied time, from Carroll Shelby to Andrew Cadell, from 1964 to the 2010, Mustang has remained relevant and held true to its DNA as an absolute thrill machine. From the growl of the engine and the tuned exhaust to the unmistakable acceleration at launch, Mustang provides pure adrenaline at every turn. So, ladies and gentlemen, when you get into the new Mustang, you will absolutely be blown away. Now, I could go on, but it's time to talk about details. And here to talk about Mustang design story is our chief designer, Dov Gafka. Thanks.
So what do you think? Is this hot or what? Now imagining encountering this car in a parking lot. You can't help but slow down, stop, and look. The design is modern and muscular, and you'll find yourself saying, I need to have this car. And it all starts up front with a new pony badge. With its raised head and muscular chiseled body, it's athletic, aggressive, and modern. The philosophy carries through the entire design of the car, and the simplest way to describe it is more muscle, more motion, more Mustang. The sheet metal is wrapped tightly around the structure, suggesting power and strength. It's leaner and more efficient. And the hood suggests the power that lies beneath. Even at rest, this car looks like it's ready to leap. The thrusting forward look begins with the undercut shark nose and continues with the raised haunch over the rear wheels. And the new Mustang takes classic Mustang cues and gives them a very modern interpretation that is true to its heritage. There's a signature Corral grille, the C-scoop on the body side, the tapering belt line, and finally, the signature 3-bar tail lamps. As far as interior, from the first look, it is every bit a Mustang, but cleaner and more modern. We put an emphasis on the premium materials and craftsmanship. From the tough, soft touch instrument panel, to the steering wheel, the seats, the console, they all communicate precision and quality. The new 2010 Mustang. And now, here's Mustang Chief Engineer, Paul Randall.
Thanks to Doug and his team, the 2010 Ford Mustang is the best-dressed muscle car in the world. As chief engineer, however, I want to put the emphasis on performance and dynamics. When customers get behind the wheel and rev the engine, they want to hear that unmistakable signature Mustang sound of a throaty V8. That's a growl that's born and developed through Mustang's enviable racing heritage. Not many pony cars can translate the lessons and performance benefits gained from the track to the street. We have done it in the 2010 Mustang. We're delivering more power, better handling, and resulting in the ultimate muscle car driving experience. This GT has the 4.6-liter 3-valve V8 engine with a new cold air system and bullet-based powertrain improvements, which together deliver an impressive 315 brake horsepower and 325 foot-pounds of torque on the base GT. The new 2010 Mustang is also nimbler and more responsive. It's a true driver's car, designed and engineered for what our customers have told us is important to them, including their ability to customize. In fact, our car is the most customized vehicle in North America today. And with Mustang, customization is synonymous with Ford racing products. For the 2010 Mustang, we'll be offering a number of customization products, including handling and super packs. That's super for supercharger. On this base engine architecture, you'll be able to walk up to 400 horsepower and 500 horsepower. The new 2010 Mustang is ready to rumble, to launch the driver into a new era of muscle car excitement. And we got here today by building on our heritage, Mustang's heritage, and more than ever, listening to you, the customer. So thank you. Here is our 2010 Mustang, our icon. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, once again, Jim Farley and Mark Fields.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, it's been our pleasure to present to you a true American icon which lives on. Since creating the pony car segment 45 years ago, Mustang has withstood the test of time.
You got that right, Jim. The 2010 writes a new story in an even more muscular way. And coming this January at the North American International Auto Show, we will reveal yet another chapter in the Mustang story. And that's one that you are not going to want to miss.
Well, Mark, we'd like to offer our special thanks to all of our legends for helping us make this a truly memorable night. And many thanks to the countless Mustang enthusiasts all around the world watching Speed's coverage of this event, and those here with us today especially.
And let's not forget, together, we are a Mustang nation. But don't forget to drive one and start telling your own Mustang story today. So now, please come on down and get an up-close look at the sensational 2010 Mustang. Thank you all very much. Good job.
Welcome back to Santa Monica, where the Mustang legends are all signing autographs for the faithful. All but one, he's still hard at work. Tom Kendall, final thoughts?
Just spending another minute with my Mustang, but what I'm struck with is Carroll Shelby. If there was anyone that could live in the past, it would be him. But he says he looks at it through the eyes of a 16-year-old. He can't wait to get his hands on the new Mustang. Obviously, we all started our love affairs with cars and with Mustangs at a certain point, but going forward is what gets us excited. Mike, thanks for joining me with this. See you in 2020.
You bet, Tom. What a magical night, and what a great way to invoke the legends of the past to look to the future. The 2010 Mustang, available to order now and in Ford showrooms in March. For all of us at Speed Channel, I'm Mike Joy. Thanks for joining us tonight in Santa Monica.